You've got ideas, you've got ambition, you've got no time, or so you think. I'm Marissa Lonick, and I help busy moms with big dreams and no time. Join me each week as I dive into time management strategies, goal setting and achieving framework, and inspiring guests who are juggling mom life, work life, fill in the blank life. Dreams don't work unless you do, and just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't still make it happen, whatever it means to you. Welcome to the Mama Work It podcast. Hello, mamas. Welcome back to another amazing episode, another season of the Mama Work It podcast. In case you noticed, we took a little summer break here recording. Yes, we did. Now, it is not always easy for us high achieving women out there to step outside our comfort zone of just doing and hitting the pause button. But this is what I've done now after recording 30 to 40 episodes on the show. I've taken a pause. I've reset. I've given my brain some space to focus on new creative ideas, on planning, on behind the scenes work, and even just a downright break, because why not? Especially when you're running shit, you get to decide when and how often and for how long your break is. It is a beautiful thing. And while I haven't always been amazing at this, I am definitely getting better. Now, I'm sharing this with you because while I'm on these breaks, the guest pitches still often come in to be on the show. Like, unless you are a loyal listener of the show, you probably don't notice when you look it up that we've paused releasing episodes, or maybe we're still releasing them, but we've paused recording them if we've got a bunch of batched content, which we normally do, and which you'd have no idea of if that were the case or not, because how would you know? Nonetheless, whenever I get these guest pitches during a time when we're on a recording hiatus, I usually am very transparent and I let them know. I say something like, thank you so much for reaching out. I'd love to explore this opportunity and see if we're a fit. Here's the guesting form to apply to be on the show. And FYI, we're currently on a recording break and we'll be back to releasing episodes in the fall or whenever that time period is. Now, usually this is via email or DM or whatever. But there was someone I actually talked to during this past season. Like, we'd gotten on the phone just to chit chat to see if there were ways we could collaborate somehow. And this question came up. And so I give the rundown of everything I just said. And she said something along the lines of, wow, I commend you for taking a break. And while there was literally no malintent in that phrase, in that reaction, I got triggered. I got triggered because I thought, oh, I'm taking a break when most people don't. And why do I need a break and they don't? Or maybe I'm lazy for taking a break, or I don't really care about my business's success. And that's what this break means. And like, for a split second, I was like, WTF? A, why am I letting this innocent comment bother me? And B, why am I not feeling more of an honor for being recognized about this break rather than shame? And it just got me sort of thinking about the fact that anytime we do something outside the norm, as women, as moms, we often second guess our decisions and we often question our commitment to said thing. Parenting, work, relationships, etc. Why do we do this? Now, I think a couple of things could fix this issue, and I'm not going to go into depth about this because that's not even what this episode is about today, but I'm just going to share this. You cannot control how others act. You can only control how you react. So I'm obviously not going to be able to filter what this woman said to me, which again, wasn't even bad, but I can control how I react to it. Like, obviously, I didn't lose my shit on the phone with her because that would have been weird. But I totally can control how much time, how much thought, how much energy, how much attention I let this comment get to me. And truth be told, even though I'm going on and rambling about this, I really didn't let it get to me that much. I can control what I see on social media. I can control the stuff on my feed, the memes, the humor, the societal views about how moms don't get to sleep, how working moms are stressed all the time, how moms of little kids are just in a season where they rock the same old yoga pants daily and never spend money on themselves or go out without their kids or whatever it is. I can control how I feel, how I felt about taking a break and handling this versus giving a shit how anyone else feels about it. So this is, again, not today's topic, but I thought it was just too important not to chat about real quick, because if I felt this way, I know other moms are feeling this way somehow in some way, shape, or form. And so no, you're not alone. And also stop it. Stop it. Okay, on that note, let's move on to today's topic. Today's episode is all about fast fixes to reset your mind and your energy. We are going to explore practical tips and strategies to boost your energy and your motivation, especially when you're feeling unmotivated or sluggish. And we all have those days, right? But even when we don't start the day in this way, we can fall into these traps throughout the day. We can get triggered. Okay, I guess my story did have something to do with this episode. We can get into a little afternoon slump, or we can have this great plan. And when things don't go as planned, it makes us want to just throw in the towel and be like, screw today, instead of slay the day. So fear not, mama friend, because we've got some fast, effective ways to get you back on track if and when these moments creep in on you. So let's go ahead and get started. First up, we are going to talk about movement breaks. Movement breaks. Now, I totally get it. If you feel it's counterintuitive to move your body when your body feels beat, you're not alone. This logically makes sense. When you feel tired, you should rest. But actually, this is one of the best ways to wake up your muscles. This doesn't need to be an hour-long, intense workout class, although it can be. It can be a 20-minute YouTube workout. It can be a quick walk outside. It can be 10 squats or 5 push-ups in between work calls. It can be a one-song dance party. It can even be some stretching. Like, I don't know if I'm just getting older, but I like a good stretch. A good stretch for me is sometimes just what I need. It's like golden. So I would highly recommend, if your job is a sedentary one, right? If your work involves hours in front of a laptop, pop reminders and time blocks in your calendar telling you to take a movement break. Not only will these block meetings from being booked in your calendar because you're going to appear busy during this time, which you are taking a movement break, but it will also hold you more accountable for getting it done when you may have easily just gotten busy or skipped it if it wasn't right in your face popping up on your calendar. Physical activity, it increases blood flow, it releases endorphins, it boosts your energy levels. So if you're tired, if you're feeling sluggish, a little movement can really go a long way. All right. Next, we are going to talk about hydration. Oh my God, hydration is one of those things that is like the best kept secret out there. Did you know that dehydration can lead to fatigue and lack of focus? Yes, when your body lacks water, you feel tired and your brain can often feel cloudy. And that's why the simple act of drinking enough water every day can really go a long way in helping you feel more energized, have more laser focus, and feel just more motivated in general. So I know what you're thinking. This is so simple, yet it is so hard to implement. And I totally feel you on this, girlfriend. Like, this has not always been, and honestly still isn't some days, the easiest thing for even me to do, even though it's so freaking easy when you think about it. Here are some tips to help you drink enough water, which, by the way, I think the recommendation out there is to drink half your body weight in ounces. Don't quote me on that, but I think I heard that once from Rachel Hollis. And I mean, if Rachel Hollis said it, it's probably true, you know? So one tip to drink more water to hydrate better is to use a straw. Yeah. Sometimes the simple act of sipping water through a straw instead of out of a cup, it helps. I don't know why, but it does. So give it a try if you haven't already. Another way is to get one of those massive water bottles that you fill once in the morning, and it helps you stay on track with times and even like some motivational phrases that they list on the side of it to help you keep going. So you fill it once, you don't have to fill it again. There's no excuse. Keep it with you. I mean, it's a little heavy to carry around sometimes because I have one of these and it can be a little cumbersome in that way, but it has definitely helped me stay on track more often than not. And I'm also going to link that water bottle that I have in today's show notes in case you want to pick one up. It's light pink and very on brand, although you can go ahead and pick the color of your choice. So what else? You can also try sipping on herbal teas or infusing your water with fruits. That's a nice way to kind of give your water a little more like of a kick. And one more really, really simple habit when it comes to hydration is to get in the habit every morning of drinking a glass of water before you allow yourself to drink anything else. Okay, so no coffee before you've chugged a glass of water. You want to hydrate before you dehydrate. So that was tip number 2 here, which is hydration. Very simple, very easy, not always easy to implement, but a really simple one that you can take action on today. All right. Our next fast fix here for resetting your mind and energy is to focus on mindfulness. Now, for my non-woo peeps listening, this looks like meditating, breath work, just some deep breathing. Essentially, you're just clearing the clutter of what's rushing through your brain that's wearing you out. So there are tons of YouTube meditations you can find that can help guide you through a practice. I actually recently released the morning manifesting meditation. You can grab that if that's something that's interesting to you. Again, I will link that in today's show notes. There is a great breathwork membership you can join, which has short and powerful sessions you can be guided through. I will link that as well. It's one of my recs. Or you can literally just pause what you're doing, close your eyes, take a few deep, grounding breaths, and boom, you just practiced mindfulness. Okay? It doesn't need to be that complicated or intimidating. And I feel the need to tell you this, even though I know you're a very intelligent person listening, that you want to ensure you are in a safe environment when you're practicing things like mindfulness. Like you don't want to be driving your car, for example, right? Don't close your eyes and take these deep breaths when you're behind the wheel. Just a little CYA there. So this is a really, really powerful tool, you guys. Mindfulness helps calm the mind, reduce stress, re-energize you, and it can work super fast also. All right. Another energy reset technique I want to mention is all about fueling your body with the right foods. So a lot of people will tend to go for sugar or caffeine when they're feeling sluggish because it gives them an instant gratification, a quick jolt of energy. And it works, right? But we all know that it doesn't last usually. And a little while later, you're often feeling even more tired than when you initially reached for the chocolate or the coffee. So no surprise, you're going to want to opt for quote unquote power foods that are rich in protein, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates. These are things like nuts, seeds, Greek yogurt, a piece of fruit with nut butter, all good options. These snacks, they're going to provide you with sustained energy and prevent those dreaded energy crashes. Now, I don't always have it in me, nor do I sometimes want to cut an apple and slather some peanut butter on it. So I get it. Okay, I get it. I will definitely resort to like a healthy-ish protein bar option sometimes. I am not a nutritionist, nor do I claim to be, but someone who does appreciate a healthy eating, a healthy lifestyle. So I think this is probably a better option than most, some type of protein bar, healthy-ish protein bar option, but maybe not the best one either. So my advice, read the labels, do your best. Don't just minimize eating and drinking the unhealthy options. Remember to just eat in general, because sometimes we're juggling so many things we forget to eat at all, or we don't make time to eat, and then we get hangry. You know that feeling. And that's perhaps an even worse consequence added to those low energy symptoms. So don't forget to eat, number one, and then choose wisely what you are eating. And it's better not to wait till that point where you are hangry, because then you're reaching probably for things that are not the healthiest. Okay, we're going to talk about one more fast fix in today's episode. And that is, in my opinion, a little bit of a controversial one. Save the best for last here. So it is the power nap. Okay, why is it controversial? Well, I don't know if it's controversial, but I'm saying it's controversial because for me, a power nap never works. But when I did the research on this, it was one of the options. And I thought, well, it's probably working for some people, so I better mention it. So 20 minutes is what a power nap is kind of defined as when I was asking my BFF Google about this. And 20 minutes for me, it's not enough time for me to feel recharged if I am actually trying to sleep, right? Because I will often wake up feeling super groggy because I didn't get in that REM sleep cycle place where you are really resting. And so it takes me time to get back into a flow state from there personally. Now, again, not everyone is like me though. Some people love a good power nap. So if that's you, do you. I just know for me, it's not my thing. So again, when I was researching content for this episode, I did learn, however, that power naps can really help you recharge and improve cognitive function. So like I said, this could work great for you if it's something that you enjoy doing and that you can make happen when you're feeling really sluggish. So you could treat this very similar to a movement break, where you pop it in your calendar, you find a quiet and comfortable spot, you set an alarm so you're not sleeping through the whole day, and you let yourself drift off into this rejuvenating slumber. Now, I recognize you may not be someone who works from home or have somewhere to actually nap. So again, this might not be the best solution for you, even logistically speaking, but it's out there on the web and we all have different situations and things we respond better to. So I couldn't not mention it here. All right, so there you have it. We have our fast fixes for increasing your energy, for resetting your mind. Let's kind of recap what those are. So the first one we talked about were movement breaks, moving your body. The second one was hydration, the best kept secret, in my opinion. The third was about mindfulness and practicing some sort of mindfulness throughout your day. The next one was about eating power foods, eating foods that are going to help you sustain energy and not crash and fall a little bit later. And the last one, the controversial one, the power nap. So there you have it. That is a wrap for today's episode on fast ways to reset your mind and your energy when you're feeling unmotivated or sluggish. I hope you found these tips helpful and that they bring you a renewed sense of hope, even during the possible exhausting moments of your day, of the current season you're in. Remember, everyone has off days and everyone has seasons, like baby's teething season when you're up 14 times a night. But with these techniques, you can feel more in control of how you're reacting and able to reduce those moments when you're lacking energy, focus, and motivation. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I am so happy to be back once again. We've got such an incredible season ahead, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future episodes. And I would be remiss if I didn't let you know about my upcoming totally free masterclass called Secrets to Building Your Biz in 1 Hour a Day. It is happening on September 6th, 2023. We are diving into all things time management, productivity, mindset when you're juggling all things working motherhood and trying to build and grow your business empire alongside it. So save your seat if you haven't already, and I am so looking forward to seeing you there. Until next time, keep on working it, mama. You've been listening to the Mama Work It podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and would love if you could take a quick minute to leave me a review on whichever platform you're listening from, and maybe even send a note to a fellow mama friend recommending it. Reviews and recs help this podcast grow and reach more like-minded, awesome moms. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that button so we can stay in touch, girl. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Mama Work It website, please do. There are lots of free resources and great articles there that can help you with the juggle of work life, mom life, wife life, fill in the blank life. So head on over. Thanks again for being part of the tribe. I'll see you soon, but in the meantime, keep on working it, mama.